Just before I started to record the video, the message that I heard, which is definitely for me and for the collective that is watching me, which means you, um, what I heard was the stools that are stuck, you gotta let them pass. Like, you gotta drink more water, drink your fennel seeds and ginger water and things like that, because we ain't living with constipation over here. Okay, we are having a healthy bowel movements, healthy digestion, we are restoring healthy, like the happiness in our gut, like gut being happy, our organs being happy, our digestive fire fully um, fired up, our metabolism so good, we are like living in that frequency. Okay, and second thing was that I heard was that if you are a change bringer, peacemaker, if you want to bring positive change in this world, that cannot happen with the hate in your heart. Because we have to understand that we are everything that we see outside, we are that. Okay, and when we judge somebody for being certain way, like, oh my god, they are so like they are shaming the people. Like, when I think of my childhood, I've been taught to judge people on so many levels. I've been taught to hate different religion, like Sikhism, Muslimism. Yeah, I mean, different kind of religion that I was, brought up to hate or judge or be scared of. Okay, so and then if someone, and also, like, I was taught to judge and hate the fat, fat people, fat in body. So when I was fat, I was hating myself. I grew up, my mother like hating herself for being fat, and then judging herself, and or like people with short height, people with certain complexion. All these training happens when we are very young. Okay, and it's like ancestral patterns of hate and shame and judgment and being scared of and all those things. It's yeah, so you gotta create compassion in your heart first, that this happened to them in some way. When I was hating fat in people, I was fat and I was hating myself. It's a secret hate that I held for myself, which was I didn't see that, because I wasn't conscious enough at that time. So, but it was coming on to others, so I had to see it in myself and heal and sit with it and learn better, teach myself better. So when we are, we gotta understand when someone is acting certain way, and like you don't, that it's not right, but instead of, like, you gotta have compassion in your heart first, and that can only happen when we see them in us, and it's been a very it can am I like this, am I like this? Yes, we have to see that part in us, and it's so incredibly irritating, frustrating, painful, scary. I have to, like, really build compassion for when we see beggars at at the roadside, or like people whose basic needs are not met, and then they have chosen the path of asking for money by just asking for it, and we can judge, we and we even get irritated and feel hateful. But I had to see it in myself. I had to, like, homelessness, people who don't have homes, and I had to, like, really in myself, I had to see when I haven't been able to pay rents properly in the last, like, it just, yeah. And then I was sitting with that fear, and I had to, like, the way God has humbled me, whoa, it's so beautiful. And everything that I judged, I really had to, like God made, like I, everything I judged, I had to go through it, everything, really everything. And it's not that we have to criticize ourselves. It's just that that's how we learn, that's how we grow, and that's how we become a really good hearted, compassionate human who can truly serve like anybody. Who are we? Like, we are just servants of higher power, servants of God, genuinely. And but this is how we learn, and this is how we just, and it's a very powerful exercise. Like, where is that in me? What is it that I find irritated about? Like, right now I'm thinking of this person, and I really find their voice super irritating. The moment they are around, my nervous system gets certain way, and I don't like that person. So when I ask myself why, because their voice reminds me of people pleasing, and like fake, and being just not preaching something but not practicing it. I see that, when I sat with that irritation and hatred, and and in their fear, I can see the survival fears, and when I sat with that irritation around them, then I saw that, like, okay, these are all the things that I'm truly finding irritating, or that person is triggering. And I had to see that in me. And I was like, okay, this is just, yeah. Anyway, these are the messages, and let me just see if anything else God, your spirit guides, want to share with you right now, today. Okay, so when you are doing this deep conscious work, and like sitting with your fears, and processing your feelings, journaling, and all of that, what is gonna happen is that you will not have leaky energy. And in order to, and the way to not have leaky energy is sealing the leaks, wherein, where am I overgiving, where am I under what do we say, where am I under resourced, where I'm not properly being compensated, honored, and respected, and what kind of energy I'm not okay with, and so once you become conscious of it, then you gotta start having those uncomfortable conversations with people, like, hey, I'm not okay with this kind of thing, or like and like face some of our fears. For me, in my life, when I became disciplined around my journaling, my praying, and like me, like started to following my dreams, and starting to like just embodying my higher self, and letting my spirituality lead the way and lead others, owning it fully, what it did was, it led me into like facing my financial fears, facing like, okay, but I have that option of going back home and sitting, and like just have the comfortability of the safe home and food. We want safety of home and food, right? But I was like, no, going back home is like staying around people, and that energy that will just keep my nervous system dysregulated, even though if I will have the food and the home. And I'm not saying that is not right, but I had to so far choose that, to not choose that. So far I had to not choose that. And like I was like, okay, I lived in different city, far away from home. I, some way or the other, my food and rent and like home, God was taking care of. Some way it was, God inspired my father or whatever. God made sure that so far I had home, I had food, and like Mother Earth was like, I will provide for you. And I just had faith. I just had, like, one time, like Mother Earth just spoke to me. So like like I was feeling shaken with the fear, and then shaken with the fear so much. And then this voice came and that told me like, I am your mother and I will provide for you. It was Mother Earth. And just that voice gave me that hope and faith. And after that I just kept, taking leaps after leaps after leaps, and been 5 years. And it's such a beautiful, God supported me, Mother supported me at every step. And now, it's just it's, I know right now. And there was a time wherein I had to choose, like I was like, I don't know, Mother Earth, and I am finding it hard to trust you, but I am still choosing to trust you, that you have got me. And right now it's still that point, like I had to like really completely rely on God and Mother Earth. And it's beautiful, and incredibly beautiful, genuinely incredibly beautiful. Like when I moved to another city, one of my like facing humiliation, like, okay, what if like my landlord start to bitch about me to other people, and the entire town and the city is like, oh, this is the girl who doesn't pay her rent, who couldn't pay her rent, and start to give me side eye. And that kind of, in new city, when you go, that fear can be present as a single girl, without any like that kind of family support, or like that fear, I had to face that. Or like the humiliation of like people not wanting to be friends with me, because we do that. Like I used to like do like, okay, if someone is not rich enough, I can't be like, not rich as in like, if someone is struggling, I can't be friends with them. So many times in my college, I remember this one girl, I wasn't friends with her because she didn't had enough money, and she was just barely getting by for her meals, and then everyone was humiliating her. I never humiliated her, but I didn't also was friends with her. And at that time I didn't know better. And it's like, it's a very confusing process for all of us. How do we support people, what kind of relationship we want to have with other people. And it's very confusing. I'm not blaming myself, I'm saying like, it's for all of us. It's just like that. We have been taught, it's just. And now when I go through it, I know what it feels like. But even though right now I have to pay my rent tomorrow, I don't know how. I had to keep my ego aside and ask my father. In the last 2 months of I decided I'm not gonna ask him. And I lived in extreme panic. It was anxiety that I had to, when we change, when we are progressing, where I have to get myself there. I made a choice. I knew I was gonna be anxious, and I'm glad I did that. And right now also, there is this, when you increase your prices, when you take a leap and like take some kind of make some investment, like for some time there is not going to be any return. It's a beautiful thing, like to when something gives you slow results in the beginning, it gives you lasting and solid result it's just so beautiful. Even though in the process your fears may get triggered, and all these anxiety around food, and I'm saying relationship, why, yeah, I don't know why I said that, but like food, and like safety, basic safety in everything, God really takes care. I'm not saying that it's calming and all. It does bring up like fears kind of thing, like oh my god, what's gonna happen, and all of that. I just don't know why spirit is making me laugh. I think I needed to laugh. I really needed to laugh on what. Oh my god, what are you doing? Oh my god, like spirit is just really. I really needed to laugh on it because I haven't laughed. I've just been living in that. Oh my god, will I have the food? Will I? I really wanted to have, raisins and dates and like with oats and apples and bananas, and I was like, I couldn't have it today. God, please make sure I have it tomorrow. I was just like, God, I really want to eat that, and all of those things. It's beautiful, it's beautiful. Just, but anyway, coming back to the message, when you start to break out these ancestral patterns, and if you are in that situation of like bit of like I know it can be our nervous system feel dysregulated, but just stay grounded in your practices. Eat well. God will give you the food that, like today, even though I couldn't eat what I really wanted to, but I also had, like, if I didn't had what I wanted to eat, but I also ate good. It isn't like that I was hungry. I was well fed by God. And in fact, I had such a beautiful experience of showering, cleaning my home, feeling hygienic, sometimes these anxiety could make us like keep put us in a situation wherein our surroundings are dirty, and we're not getting out of our bed, yeah, and all of those things. I got out, I did my yoga, I made a yummy meal, I had the energy in my body for the yummy meal, and I was there was and most beautiful part is that I was acknowledging these blessings, and my heart was flowing with gratitude. Of course, there was moments of fear and anxiety, but I was so grateful for all these blessings that I had. The beautiful shower, the clean water, the hot water that I could shower with, and the energy, and just the spirit, the way spirit created these moments. And then at night when I was going for a walk, with my dog, the there was a moment, I before I head out for a walk, I always pray, like I was like, Goddess Lakshmi, Goddess Saraswati, Goddess Kali, Ma Durga, Lord Hanumanji, come on a walk with me and Rani. Rani is the name of my dog. Come on a walk with me and Rani, keep us safe, and make this walk very safe for us, make us enjoy this walk, make this walk very miraculous and prosperous and magical for us, and bring us back home safely. I said this prayer, I always say this, okay? And then when I was going for a walk, the electricity went off, and it was all dark, and the mountains and the rivers, and the stars, like if electricity didn't go, then I would not able to see the stars, the twinkle stars, so like in these and it was such a beautiful walk. And I came back, I was grateful that God, thank you for like Goddess Lakshmi, Saraswati, Goddess Ma Durga, Ma Kali, Lord Hanumanji, thank you for bringing me back home safely, me and my dog. And in these moments of fear and anxieties, God always makes sure that our nervous system is calm. It's either by, like it will make sure that you are surrounded in right colors, and all these moments of just that keeps your inner child at a grounded state, yeah. And definitely that anxiety, if you are ever in this situation that I'm describing, the anxiety of like having that conversation with landlords and all, God will lead you so powerfully. And just like so beautiful. Keep praying that, dearest God, dearest Mother Earth, keep my mind, keep my body, keep my heart in the experience of being so well taken care of by you. In the experience, dear God, dear Mother Earth, dearest Mother Earth, keep my mind, keep my body, keep my heart in the experience of people being extra kinder, extra gentler, softer and patient and generous towards me on repeat. People being extra loving with me on repeat. Keep saying this prayer, and like just your affirmations, and it will help a lot, and your spirit will lead you. And this video, if you are here and you're listening to all of these messages, you got this. Like, you're really on the right path. It's not like that you following your passion and purpose. If these fears and anxieties are coming up, you are on the wrong path. No. And I also had to, when I'm like in that state, what's gonna happen and all of that, I wrote messages like, or people on my Facebook. Last night, I also sent a message to one woman in my friend list, like, hey, I'm struggling my business. It's been slow, and I couldn't like make the money to afford like rent and food and all of those things. If you are in a position to, can you please help me out? And sending all these kind of messages can be like very icky. And I was like going through the shame, but I catch myself. I was like, hey, it's okay, you are in the process and you learn, and it's your unique journey, and it's okay. And then when I learned this practice from the Magic book by Rhonda Byrne. She also wrote The Secret. It's like, when we think, because there are no mistakes in this universe, so just say like, thank you for the magnificent outcome of writing this message, reaching out to people on Facebook, asking for donations. Thank you for the magnificent outcome of not waking up on time. Thank you for the magnificent outcome of sleeping late and all of those things. But like, because there are no mistakes, so whatever is causing you anxiety and you're like, I'm feeling so bad that I did it and all of those things, just be say thank you for the magnificent outcome of this, and there are some magical outcome will be birthed through this. Like, how like when there is a wall, a brick wall where there's just bricks, and suddenly there are flower or like some tree bark going, bark tree bark going through the growing through this, or tree branches coming through this, or like some one flower. Because nature knows, Mother Earth knows, that energy, that life force energy knows how to create magic. So when you feel like, okay, I have made a mistake, no, it's not a mistake, it's a magnificent outcome. It's through that some magic is gonna be birthed. Okay, if you have seen the Tinkerbell, and especially that Tinkerbell wherein she breaks that blue stone, that brings that magic dust, creates that magic dust. She breaks that moonstone. I don't know what was the name. Yeah, but it was blue. She breaks it and she was scared, like, oh my god, I made this mistake, I'm so bad and all of that. And then suddenly she receives that divinely guided idea, and then she just like creates that beautiful structure wherein she puts like all the broken pieces of moonstone like on different branches. And then when the moonlights fall on it, then all these, even those broken pieces started to, it was just beautiful. Earlier it was just one stone, but now it was many, and it was just so beautiful, miraculous. That's how it is. Like, that's how universe and like Mother Earth and magical spirits creates that kind of beautiful result, prosperity. It's just so beautiful. Okay, I hope this video helped you, inspired you, and just like gave you what you needed. Okay, so, and you can book a one-on-one intuitive guidance session with me, spiritual guidance, psychic guidance, wherein you receive what you need, okay, right now. And you can also dive deeper and get a much deeper support in my 12 weeks of mentorship, wherein we will, dive deep in 12 weeks and uncover the magic that you have inside of you, your true confidence. If you are living with a lot of limiting beliefs, feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not gifted enough, and all of that, no, let me show you the magic you have inside of you. We will uncover it, uncover your most badass, creative, beautiful self. And of course emotional, if like lot of by processing lot of unprocessed emotions if that you may have, that you couldn't process. It's just such a beautiful thing. Beautiful 12 weeks of support with me, and just powerful container, and yeah, I mean, god does that through me, okay. I'm just like, it's God's business, it's God's everything. Book a one-on-one intuitive guidance session. I have already said it, I'm sorry. You can also donate for my rent, food and bills. Link of that is in my bio. And I want to invite you to check out my magic paintings. When you keep my magic paintings around, high vibrational shifts takes place in your life, and positive energy, high frequencies take over you and your life. This painting says, dearest God, dearest Mother, thank you for guiding me, thank you for leading my way. The power and the magic of this painting is such that you will start to move in this world very bravely, courageously, confidently, authentically, unapologetically, and you will find yourself moving towards the love, the joy, the life, the fun that God wants you to have, that Mother Earth wants you to have. You can have the limiting beliefs, oh, I'm not good enough, I am not made for it, I can't do it. But what God sees you in your power, that is where you're gonna be moving. Like, it's just, that's who you're gonna be becoming. This, how God sees you, you're gonna be becoming that, not how human sees you. Like, we can learn, we may have learned a lot of shame and smallness growing up, but it's time you will become your true authentic self, which is so gifted, so powerful, so magical. Wow. So the fridge magnets of this painting are available. Link of them is in my bio. Another thing that I have for you is my customized magic painting, wherein you hire me and I will channel a customized magic painting for you that will bring success, harmony, peace, good energy, peaceful, high vibrational, sacred energies in your life, and self-love. Also, all these containers that I have, my one-on-one session, my 12 weeks, and my magic painting and customized magic painting, they're very sacred, super beautiful, and the emphasis on self-love in all of them is enough. Like, whether your self-love will grow in my one-on-one sessions, around my magic paintings or my customized magic painting, that's beautiful, because self-love is that magnet that magnetizes. Wow. The true alchemy, how lead gets turned into gold, coal gets turned into diamond. This is alchemy, turning lead into gold, and that alchemy is self-love, and prayer creates that self-love, and so many things. Anyway, I love you, I'm here for you, you've got this, I love you. Okay, see you in another video. Also, I want to express my gratitude to the spirit for making me laugh. When you get to laugh, when you have been in fear around certain situation, like now I'm laughing on it. When I lived in shame around it a lot. I lived in shame, like, oh, I am taking financial support from my father. Oh, I'm I'm just like, people are seeing me just barely getting by, asking for donations, asking for, like, I have to type the messages and send, like, all of these things has been like so heavy on my head, and like really heavy. But I get to laugh on it. I have to like be light around it. And I know, like, spirit is leading me. I'm so sure, like, spirit is leading me to something so incredibly wonderful. Mother Earth is just, she is. I know that. I know that. I just know that. You know, it's just such a strong knowing, and the magic, it just, I know God's leading me, really leading me so beautifully and so powerfully. Yeah.